Obasanjo letter to President Buhari. What is it about? We recommend you to pay attention to 15 statements of the former President Obasanjo regarding Buhari, political and economic situation in Nigeria. Buhari lacks understanding of economy. Obasanjo thinks that Buhari is poorly versed in economics and has spoken about the current management of the country with criticism. According to him, the today economy does not obey the military order and needs urgent corrections, drawing up effective plans for short, medium and long terms. Current president has a weak understanding of foreign issues. He also criticized the work of Buhari in the international arena, arguing that the current president is not doing well with foreign issues. Nepotism and corruption in current presidency. Attention was drawn to the corruption incident which repeats itself throughout the whole Buhari's reign. Obasanjo said that the culture of hypocrisy is the norm for today's Nigerian politics. The high-ranking officials try not to notice such a harmful phenomenon as corruption. Fight against the insurgents. Among the streams of criticism was also the recognition of Buhari's success in the fight against the insurgents. Although it is not yet Uru, added Obasanjo. The crisis of herdsmen, crop farmers. Returning to the negative factors, Obasanjo said that the federal government did not cope properly with the crisis of herdsmen, crop farmers. The situation became disorderly. This case has not yet been solved to the end, despite the fact that the government does not want to admit this. The current authorities still have to find an effective way out of the difficult situation. Governor's endorsement of Buhari. Some governors who supported Buhari for a second term were accused of insensitivity and indifference. This is due to the fact that they expressed their support shortly after the herdsman attack ended with the death of 73 people. The victims were buried in a common grave in Benin State without due honors and respect. Importance of agricultural workers. The former president called on the acting government to pay attention to the living and working conditions of agricultural workers. The well-being of all Nigerians depends on farmers who take care of crops and cattle. The life and property of these people must be protected in such a way that they can work peacefully in one community without encountering any conflicts. The Buhari government has no order. The Buhari government was called extremely chaotic and without discipline. Weak understanding of domestic policy. In addition, to the shortcomings of Buhari was attributed a weak understanding of domestic policy. As a result of this, general national security suffered. The country has become more divided, less like a single nation. It remains unclear whether this was done intentionally or it is just the result of irresponsible government. The Nigerian people feel inequality which makes them more aggressive and unhappy. It is not the time to feel sorry and retreat, it's time for actions. Obasanjo asserts that the ruling political forces are trying to relieve themselves of responsibility by shifting it to economic structures. It is a mistake to believe that politics is not connected with the economy. The devaluation of Naira by 70 is not only the fault of the central bank. The government is also responsible for such a sad outcome. Politicians can't just tell the people that they are hostages to complex circumstances. After all, the government must solve problems, prevent their emergence, and take care of citizens. Politics is in a dejected state and this has a negative impact on the economy and not vice versa. If everything is good in the country, a president is not needed. He must remove barriers and not refer to them justifying himself. people voted for Buhari hoping that he would fix the difficulties. They were hoping for his help. So now it is not the time to feel sorry and retreat. Buhari does not fulfill his loud promises. Obasanjo advised his follower not to abuse his luck, enjoying the patience of the Nigerians. Seeing that numerous loud promises are not being fulfilled, people can lose faith in their leader if this has not happened yet. The president needs to take a rest. Also, the former president said that Buhari should leave his post with honor without leading the situation to a critical point when he would have to leave with disgrace. He needs time to recover his strength and work on weaknesses. Only after that, he can become a Nigerian leader again. So far, he lacks the moral and physical endurance. A lot of work has to be done to acquire wisdom, influence, and experience. If he will approach his work more thoughtfully, it will be useful for him and the whole country. There have been no colossal changes. As for the opposition party, Obasanjo stated that the new team did not demonstrate better results than those that had been achieved earlier. Obasanjo was the leader of this party for 8 years throughout his presidency and can state that there have been no colossal changes. Need of a movement called Coalition for Nigeria. He works on the Coalition for Nigeria movement. The purpose of this organization is to support radical and positive changes, to stimulate progress in the lives of Nigerian citizens. Thanks to it, all people will be protected and gain new freedoms, will be able to feel their own dignity, including youth and women. Nigerians need to leave the comfort zone and do unusual things. At the end of his statement, Obasanjo advised the Nigerians to leave the comfort zone and do unusual things if they want to get an unusual result. Our well-being depends on us. We just need to take life responsibly and make the right decisions every day. This will allow us to move towards a more sustainable future and to strengthen the nation. If representatives of the authorities fail, citizens should not follow their example. This is the sacred meaning of democracy. The last decision must always be made by people. The current situation caused a lot of unrest and disagreements, but they need to be eliminated. It is important to get rid of cowardice and not consider yourself powerless. This is our land and we all manage it. Determination, courage, patriotism, commitment to the truth will restore order and raise Nigeria to the heights of prosperity. This was the Obasanjo's vivid call. Now you know the most important thoughts that were described in the letter from Obasanjo to Buhari. They make us think about many things. Each reader will draw his own conclusion, and the current president too.